Don't judge my story by the chapter you walked in on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for returning. If you're a brand new member, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to hear more videos on mental health and mental wellness, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. If you're on a mobile device, you can click like the down arrow, and I put a nice quick link in there for how to subscribe. All right, please don't judge my story by the chapter you walked in on. So this video is based upon that quote that I put on social media, and I got a significant number of likes and feedback on it, which told me that that quote sits with a lot of people. Like, raise your hands, friends, if you feel like you've been judged inappropriately or somebody got the wrong view of you. So I'm gonna go back and just tell a quick story. So I am in the military. For anybody who doesn't know, I am in the military. I've been in the military for 13 years. I'm in the Air National Guard. For people who know a little bit or a lot of bit about the military or nothing at all, I'll try to talk about it in a way that everybody can fully understand. So in the military, things are very much based on rank and how long you've been in the military. And so I was very new to the military at this time. I had been in for like a max of 4 years. And there was this person that was way higher ranking than me that I consistently felt like when I did things that weren't of my best, it was always in front of her, it felt like. And so we had gone on this trip together for the military, and it continued during this time to where I felt like every time I did something ridiculous, it was right in front of her. Down to the degree that I am certain that she assumed that was my character and that she assumed that's who I was as a person. And I felt totally misrepresented. I felt like she thought I was somebody who I wasn't. I mean, I was that person in those situations in front of her, but I felt like she never got to see the good in me. Like I was always making the mistakes right in front of her. And so this was probably my first time in life where I had felt like that happened to me. Like, that wasn't my normal life then, but it was my normal life in front of her. And I feel like it perpetuated itself. So after I had done things wrong the first 8 times I was in front of her, after that it almost was like, well, of course I did something wrong in front of her. Like, I almost like felt like I was that person in front of her because I just like became that person around her, right? So that was a scenario where it's like, please don't judge me by the chapter you walked in on. Another piece of that is I struggled bad in high school, like bad in high school. I was so naughty and mean. And when I became a mental health therapist, I was like, I hope nobody from my teenage years knows this because they're going to be like, that girl, what? She was so naughty. She did so many bad things. She had such a bad attitude. She swore all the time. And so again, that's a chapter. That's not my story. That's a chapter of my story that it would be really, really easy to judge me off of. And so those are just a couple things about me. I'm sure you guys can think of things about you where you feel like you were just misrepresented or it was a tough chapter of your life. And so, on the other hand of it, I think it's really important for us to recognize that in people and to give some grace. So when we're around that person that just seems like a mess, gosh, their life is messy. Their priorities are messy. They're messy. Really sitting with the fact that this could just be a chapter for them and maybe not their story. I think we owe it to ourselves to give ourselves grace when our chapter is a tough one, and to give other people grace when it seems like their chapter is tough too. And I've said for so long, and I truly believe it, that there is nothing better and nothing that I wanted more during my tough chapters than for somebody who is holding my hand in the easy chapters to hold my hand during the tough ones too. And so remember that for yourself. When you're in your tough chapters, put your hand out for somebody to walk with you in it. And when you see somebody else in their tough chapters, put your hand out and walk them through it. So again, please, judge my life story based on the chapter you